What's up, guys and gals? Today I've got another kit from the Breaker Battlogue series. I was lucky enough to find this at my local Target, and I just couldn't believe my eyes. This kit is a combination of the 00 Quanta, awesome kit by the way, and the SD Command Gundam, which is based on the FA-78 Full Armor Gundam. Why does your head look like that, dude? This is the high-grade 00 Command Qan. Ready? I'm starting off by cutting out what I can for painting. This kit has a few runners less than the Helios, which is a welcome sight if I'm being honest. There's quite a few large parts here, which unfortunately means you can end up with some big nub marks. Be prepared to do some sanding. Time to wake up the spray paints. That one was still sleeping. Starting with dull red, it's similar to the base color, but a little more muted. This pairs really well with the greens I'm going to be using. I really should have got camel yellow for this, but gold works just fine. This is another color that pairs well with the greens, and I just love gold. Now NATO green has got to be in my top 3 colors to use. It's got a nice semi-matted finish and makes for a nice militaristic green. Big ol' flip. I was running low on this color, but I managed to squeeze out 2 coats. The difference is night and day. Racing green goes on a little darker and more vibrant. The color is nice, but I probably should have put down a coat of black before this. Okay, you definitely couldn't see that one, but it's gunmetal. This covers the weapons and a few other things. This is another color that I could use on every kit. Last up is haze gray, just using this to hit the blades. It's close to the base color, just a little bit brighter. From start to finish, this build took me right around 2 hours. Save for a few tricky parts, this is a fairly straightforward build. There's pretty good color separation in this kit, but that racing green just came out a little goofy looking to me. Would have been better as a forest green, but here we are. You get some yellow holographic stickers, most of which go under clear yellow parts. Not bad. But a few get covered up by plated armor, which is like, why would you make me do it in the first place? There's no real mention of weak joints. This is a pretty sturdy high grade. Those nub marks are a different story though. You get a pretty good assortment of weapons, and you can tell they make a significant part of this Gundam's identity, because it just doesn't look the same without them. Let's hit some panel lining. It's hard to see it due to the dark colors, but trust me when I tell you that it does make a difference. The rounded surfaces proved to be a bit tricky, but I came prepared for mistakes. Also, sorry about the corner shots here. I need to get a new recording stick for my camera here pretty soon. Decent bit of work done here. Now let's check out the articulation. Despite the bulky shoulders, you can get pretty close to a full T-pose, almost full dominance. The head gets some turn, but not quite a 180. Pretty good rotation at the waist. Would not recommend a full spin. This front armor is held in by a tiny ball joint. I used a dab of glue and it's not going anywhere. Unlike the Helios, this guy gets a pretty good spread at the hip joints. Very nice. Some armor on the calves that move up and down, and some nice yellow bits in the legs too. The feet are one solid chunk, no bend at the heel or toes. But the ankle pivots pretty well, which is much needed for sturdy posing. The leftover parts wield a spare head, likely from the 00 Quanta. Neato. The heavy machine gun is a solid chunk of plastic. Nothing too wild, but the bayonet is a nice touch. You've got the arms shield, which connects to the left arm via adapter. You can remove the combat knives and use them as weapons. Couple of things on the backpack, first being the missile launcher. This has 2 points of movement, so you can get that full 360, and it stays pretty well out of the way. The searchlight, I think it's a searchlight, doesn't really do much, but the command sword stows on the back of this. It's a decent weapon, but it feels a little out of place for an artillery-focused Gundam. You can pop the blade off the hilt and rotate it as well, which I probably should have done. It's time for the verdict. Aesthetically, I really like the look of the Command Qan. This chunky boy has some good color separation. The weapons are mad decent. They make up a good part of the kit's identity, and the wealth of large parts make this a great kit for painting in any fashion. But that comes at the price of some pretty gnarly nub marks in some areas. And as much as I tried to convince you otherwise, this kit tends to struggle with some poses. It's decent, but not great. I was gonna give this guy a 7 before I started messing around with it, but after the fact, I still feel like it falls just shy of an 8. It's a good kit, but leaves something to be desired. That's about it for the Command Qan. I do really like this kit, but it just didn't wow me quite like the Helios did. If you guys like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I've got one more project before this year ends, and it's a big one. I'm really excited for this one. I've been waiting to do this. Stay tuned for the Master Grade Eclipse Gundam. This is Ren Zero signing out. I'll see you guys next time.